Guys, I am running so late today. Okay. Listen. Hold up, let me look at my... Okay, we're good. Guys, today I'm running a little bit late today. Just woke up at 10:59.
Get out of here! Get the...
Yeah, even though it's like Friday. It's January 2nd and it's a Friday. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all never be believing me. Look at my computer. Yes, this is my cam. This is my face camera right here. And this is the dates. I don't know if y'all can see them. But yeah, today is January 2nd. And it's on a Friday. So, yeah, I'm recording this January 2nd. And before this one, the last Animated Wednesday was uploaded on the 7th of January. And this one will be uploaded on the 14th. The next one will be uploaded on the 21st. The last one of this month will be uploaded on the 28th. And then the 4th of February, 11th, and I hope we are stopped. I hope we will end Animated Wednesday sometime during April. So yeah. Also, guys, please do not ask me for a Valentine's Day special, because I hate Valentine's Day. Okay, let's just get that out the way. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I hate Valentine's Day, and yeah, it's the one holiday where I'm just not gonna do anything or say anything because I won't be uploading. Sadly, I don't feel like talking to nobody at my school. So yeah, looks like we're just gonna have to go with it. Anyways, no submissions from the last video. Y'all are lacking out here. Animated Wednesday is gonna be gone soon, and nobody has sent in anything that can scare me, like a scary animation. There's nothing that will be scary. So yeah, let's just go ahead and before we begin, Animated Wednesday is where every Wednesday we all, gather around the phone, the TV, the iPad, whatever y'all watch me on. We sit back, relax, and watch some scary videos that were either handpicked by me, or if you guys sent in a submission, you guys will get a shout out in the next video. But anyways, here we go. Jordan, cue the first video intro. So this first video is called 4 True. I hate to say it. You know what? Y'all can say it. I'm not going to say it because I hate the holiday. So this is 4 True horror stories animated by MJV Animations. Now, guys, couples, I hope y'all are holding on to each other, because sadly I don't got nobody to hold on to, but freak love.
One day at school, I randomly fell into conversation with a girl in my class named Caroline. We talked and traded socials, but then winter break started the next day, so I didn't think I'd ever really see her again. However, we ended up texting and FaceTiming a lot. It turned into a talking stage, so much so that I was excited to go back to school just to see her. When I saw Caroline in person again, I suddenly realized I had major feelings for her. I confessed my feelings, and to my elated relief, she felt the same way.
Fellas, you don't ever admit to a girl that you have feelings for her, because what's gonna happen? She gonna break your heart.
We hung out after school that day, but she told me her father would be pissed if she started dating a boy before he could meet them. I was nervous about it, but I agreed to go over to her house to meet him. As it turned out...
Okay, look, this was literally my last relationship, okay? I don't want to tell the story, because I hate the story. Okay, let's just get that out the way. Yeah.
Her dad was totally chill with us dating, and I was glad he and I got off on the right foot. Afterward, Caroline took me to her bedroom to hang out with the door open. We talked for a while, getting closer and closer, until it seemed like we were about to lean in for a kiss. But then, all of a sudden, a random guy burst into the room. He was our age, and he looked shocked to see me there. I was confused as I knew Caroline didn't have any brothers, so I started to think for a moment that she had another boyfriend. She quickly explained that this guy was her cousin, Anthony, who lived nearby and would often come over unannounced just to hang out. She even asked Anthony if he wanted to chill with us, but he bitterly said that he'd leave us alone. That interruption was weird, but with my first girlfriend sitting next to me on the bed, I forgot about it almost instantly. We kissed and cuddled for hours. From there, our relationship rapidly escalated. I took her out on dates almost every single day. We had lunch together at school, and we pretty much stopped hanging out with her friends altogether. My friends were enthusiastically supportive, even cheering me on.
Guys, don't you ever stop hanging around your friends just because you have a girlfriend. I would always be around my friends. Like, when I was in my last relationship, I'd always walk her to class, kiss her goodbye, then go hang out with my friends, crack jokes, until it's time for me to see her again. And then we you know, I don't really want to talk about it. You know, I'm done pausing this whole animation.
For bagging a baddie. Caroline's friends, however, were not. She said they were being mean to her, calling her fake and ignoring her. There was even a random number texting her horrible things about how she was a loose hag and a traitor.
Oh!
Some of the things they were saying to her were just horrendous. I told her I'd deal with it, but she didn't want me going after her friends. I agreed to be chill, but I found it hard to believe that her so-called friends would say such nasty things to her. They weren't the only problems, though. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched at school. It was like everyone was side-eyeing us, talking behind our backs and spreading rumors. I wanted to get us away from all the drama, so I took
I'll be right
her
back,
out
guys.
for lunch. We sat inside by a window. While we were waiting for our food to come out, though, I also got a text from the same random number. But it wasn't just calling me a thirsty friend thief. It was a death threat. I elected not to tell Caroline to avoid freaking her out. About 10 minutes later, we dug into our food. That's when I noticed over her shoulder that a sketchy-looking figure on a bicycle had stopped outside the restaurant and was looking in. They were wearing a hood over their face, so I couldn't see who they were or if they were looking at us, but they gave me the creeps. Still, I didn't let Caroline know about it. I wanted to keep her in good spirits. Later, we went to see a movie. Just some cheesy chick flick rom-com. We sat all the way in the back for privacy. But right before the movie started, I spotted a lone individual enter the theater and sit down near the front. It was weird to see a single person in there, as everyone else had a date. It was too dark for me to see who they were, but something about them was familiar. Of course, Caroline proved to be quite distracting. We basically made out through the whole movie. When it was finished, I knew from the look in her eyes that it was finally time. I drove us to a nearby park. It was late, so nobody was in the parking lot. I parked and turned off the lights. Then we slipped into the back seat. We started making out and taking off our clothes.
What did he say?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help!
Oh, fuck you, faggot.
The fuck you said?
What the fuck?
I was psyched. I was finally going to lose my virginity. Then, out of nowhere, someone started pounding on the window like they were trying to smash it. They shined a bright flashlight into the car and screamed at us to come out. I thought we were being busted by the cops, so we quickly put on our clothes, then I opened the door. But it wasn't a cop standing outside the door. It was Caroline's cousin, Anthony. He pulled me out of the car and started wailing on me. I fought back, but I didn't want to seriously hurt him. Caroline quickly pulled us apart and tried to get Anthony to calm down. But he was a wreck. screaming and sobbing with anger, saying I stole Caroline from him.
What?
Suddenly, it made sense. He was the one following us and texting us threats because he loved Caroline. In that kind of way. I tried to reason with Anthony, but almost as soon as I opened my mouth, he pulled out a knife and put it up to his throat. I quickly charged, tackling him to the ground and pulling the knife away. He struggled, but I was thankfully able to restrain him. Caroline called the cops, who Baker acted him. Essentially, that means he sort of got arrested, but instead of being charged, he was placed in a facility for a few days until he was no longer a danger to himself or others. Anthony was later forced to transfer schools and live with another family member. After that, things went back to normal. Almost. Caroline and I still have a committed and passionate relationship, but the Anthony thing still looks over us sometimes.
Now you guys know why next video, I don't want to say anything.
Sledding has always been one of my favorite wintertime activities. It can be dangerous, but it's totally worth it. There just isn't anything else in the world quite like it, for people on a budget at least. I always wanted to take a girl tobogganing too, so the first winter I had a girlfriend. The best place I knew of.
These animations with their freaking couples. Can somebody please send me an animation without couples, please and thank you? I would greatly appreciate that. I can't stand looking at this.
It's got great hills for tobogganing, long and steep drops that take you to great speeds. It's such a popular place, in fact, that during the day it gets busy to the point of being hazardous. As in, you're liable to run into somebody who isn't paying attention. That's why I convinced my girlfriend to go with me in the evening. It's not exactly the smartest decision in terms of temperature and
in the evenings, for real.
general visibility, but it was her first time tobogganing, so I figured a novice like her should have the whole slope to herself, especially since we couldn't go down together. I only had one toboggan, the same one I've had since childhood, and it was far too small for both of us to fit on at once. Not exactly as romantic as I'd planned, but you work with what you've got. Tracy wanted
Hey guys, my snacks are in. I'll be right back.
to go first. I was a little worried since I didn't get a chance to show her how it's done, but she
I'm about to
took
go
my
get some.
advice quite well. I gently pushed her down the slope and she rolled the whole way with speed and grace, except for the very end. She was near the bottom and slowing down, and right as I was about to cheer, she tumbled right off the toboggan and landed flat on her back.
Tracy, you okay?
She didn't respond. I couldn't tell if she was hurt or just stunned, but I started making my way down the hill as fast as I safely could anyway. As I was trotting through the snow, I saw a dark figure come out from the trees. He looked a bit like Santa, dragging a sled behind him. I was only halfway down when I heard Tracy scream.
My ears burn!
I picked up my pace and ran to her side, shouting.
Hey, who the hell are you?
I finally made it to Tracy, who clambered up to her feet and hid behind my shoulder. It was getting dark, barely any daylight left, and only the light of a crescent moon to work with. But as the man stepped closer, I was able to see enough. He was dressed as Santa Claus, but he was really the Grinch, and I mean it. His skin was puke green, his eyes piss yellow and bloodshot, and his whole body cursed with unkempt green hair.
You know who I am. Who are you, huh? A tourist? Or perhaps a burglar in the night? Have you been waiting for me to fall asleep so you can sneak into my cave and strangle me in my bed? Huh? Why should I trust you? You're not from around here.
We're just tobogganing, dude. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, is that so? Well, I see two of you and only one teeny tiny little toboggan. So I ask of you, good sir, how am I, the Grinch, supposed to believe that flimsy alibi?
Well, we're kind of broke.
Ah, what a tearjerker. Young broke love. Oh well, I guess I have no choice but to be the better man here. Fine, I'll give you my toboggan, young man, for a price.
Really? You'd do that? I thought you would, steal ours.
Nonsense, that was the old me. I'll give you my toboggan, little lady, if you do just one thing for me. Carve me the most spectacular snow angel you can, right here on this slope.
My girlfriend flopped right into the snow and started flapping her arms and legs, but
No, not there, you idiot. Get up. We're losing illumination out here. You gotta do it where it'll catch the moonlight. Follow me, come on.
he led us a few steps up the slope to what must have been the exact
Sorry, guys,
spot at
I'm
which
back.
Tracy had tumbled. He pointed to the hard-packed snow and snapped his finger.
I hope y'all got y'all snacks.
Tracy shot me a concerned glance, which I understood. I mean, snow angels are a fresh powder kind of thing. You can't really make one in a spot like that where it's more ice than snow. But she must have really wanted that toboggan, because she got down on the ground and went for it anyway. For the first minute, nothing happened. She flapped around like a fish out of water. It wasn't until her body heat started to melt the ice that she was able to make any progress. Slowly but surely, she made the angel-shaped indentation in the hillside. I heard the Grinch giggling to himself, like he was playing some kind of joke on us. But I had no earthly idea what it could be. Until the snow Tracy was uncovering turned dark red. I couldn't believe it at first, but the splotch of crimson grew wider by the second.
Tracy, get up, you're hurting yourself.
I turned to give the Grinch a death stare, but only caught the last little glimpse of him as he ran off into the trees with wretched laughter, leaving the sled behind. As Tracy got up from the ground, she finally noticed the bloody angel, but was miraculously unscathed. If it wasn't her blood, then whose was it? We got down on our knees and started digging through the snow with our hands. It was like digging through stone, but we had to see what was below. And sure enough, we did.
Oh!
A chunk of ice. I
Oh!
saw the deathly face of a frozen little boy. We ran off, leaving both toboggans behind. Once in my car, we called the cops, who told us to wait so we could give our statements. Months later, the info went public. The boy had disappeared the night before we were there. He didn't come home from tobogganing. The Grinch had strangled him and cut him open just so he'd bleed through the snow he was buried in. The toboggan he was offering us was identical to the deceased boys they displayed on the news. To this day, Tracy swears the patch of ice she tumbled over was the spot of his shallow grave. It's safe to say Tracy and I haven't gone tobogganing since.
Your Perkins.
Wow. That was nuts. Don't bargain unless there's a frozen body underneath. So this next one is called 3 True Halloween Horror Stories. We're still going to finish this. And this was uploaded by Horror Shorts Party. Guys, I hope y'all got y'all snacks. Please. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you. Where's your snack? Why isn't it in front of you? And why have you not taken a bite out of it? Like, why? Because you're sitting there and you claim to have your snack, but I have mine, which are just a bunch of treats, which are cinnamon rolls and brownies. But anyways, get your snack. Okay, y'all left. It's been like 2 hours later. Where are y'all at? Hurry up! Good grief! How long does it take you to get a snack? You're just downstairs or across the hall from the kitchen. Oh, a horrifying Pennywise story. Wow.
Hey everybody, meet Samantha. She plays the piano. This happened in the Halloween of 2022, when I had just enrolled in college. At the time, I was dating my girlfriend named Samantha. We had planned to go trick-or-treating on Halloween. She decided to dress up as a generic corpse-like costume, while I decided to go as Michael Myers from the Halloween movie. Initially, I had to convince Samantha to go trick-or-treating with me since she was hell-bent on not going. She avoided going due to a traumatic car accident that happened the previous Halloween, resulting in the death of her ex-boyfriend. Luckily, Samantha survived with minor injuries, but ever since the traumatic incident, she's been on the fence about any Halloween festivities. She copes with the loss by playing the piano often. Myself and her friends have since tried to get Samantha to move on from the past and not let the death discourage her.
I am so sorry for y'all who are eating right now.
Samantha agreed to go trick-or-treating with me, and even decided to go to a Halloween party that her friends were hosting. Of course, I agreed to go as her +1, and so that was going to be the plan. Fast forward to Halloween night, and myself and Samantha were out trick-or-treating. We must have been trick-or-treating for 3 hours straight, because our candy
That's all I do this, bruh.
sacks were literally full to the brim. It got to the point where our candy sacks were so heavy that we had to carry them over our shoulders, Santa Claus style. We eventually made it back to my place, dropped off our candy, and then started making our way to Samantha's friend's Halloween party. As we made our way there, we came across a home decorated like a haunted house. There on the porch stood a massive, large Pennywise clown waving us in like he wanted us to come inside. I wanted to check it out, but Samantha refused. Come on, babe, let's check out the haunted house.
Sorry, but there's no way in hell I'm going in there.
Come on, look at that creepy-ass clown. He put a lot of effort in this. We gotta go inside.
That's okay, you just go ahead. I'll wait out here.
Are you sure?
Come inside! I bet your whole mother says that often. Leave her alone. She's my girlfriend. Well, your Ice Spice-looking girlfriend is making something other float than my balloons. Leave her alone or I'm calling the cops.
What is that? What the f*** is that?
Suit yourself. Come inside, Michael Myers.
Go to your basement alone. Turn off all the lights. Turn the volume up higher. You are now him in the story. I'm not going to my basement, no. The way how this man is stepping on glass makes me want to grind my teeth. Forget about your friends. Forget about your family. Forget the world. Now, go to the basement. Oh my gosh!
Where the hell am I? This is scary as hell. Why did I agree to do this?
You should now see and hear Pennywise.
Dude, please let me out.
What the fuck is
Play
that?
this game anymore. What the hell is going on?
Doesn't that piano music sound familiar? Listen closely again. Ooh, no, 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 no. Now look upstairs. is scary, bro. Oh no. All right, guys. First of all, I'm black. I'm passing that house. Matter of fact, even if that thing wanted me to go in, you know what I'm doing? I'm staying strapped. Bang, bang. Shoot. Whoa! What in the... Now look upstairs. Oh, jeez. I was watching you the whole time.
Hey,
Oh my...
this is my friend's party that we were supposed to go to.
Oh, dear
I
gosh,
was
stop.
dressed as a corpse to celebrate my ex's death.
You are now in... You... We own you now. No, you don't. You probably now are... What in the heck is that? Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh!
The story.
Oh! Okay. Oh! That's funny. Oh, that was so good. Oh, my heart. Oh, bro, my heart said nope. Bro, that scared the crap out of me.
The story was inspired by one of the most disturbing cases that happened around Halloween. A female named Mackenzie Shrilla had intentionally killed her boyfriend and their friend in a fatal car crash, and then subsequently dressed as a corpse for Halloween just weeks after. The suspect survived and spent weeks recovering at a hospital, but her passengers didn't make it upon impact. The motive was that she allegedly wanted to end her toxic relationship.
If you want to end your toxic relationship, ladies, I get I despise cheating, but if you want to cheat to get out of a toxic relationship, just say you're leaving or cheat on him. And no, I'm just kidding. Don't. Just say you want to leave, run away, find somebody that can protect you, and just leave it at that. Do not kill the boyfriend. Look at this girl. She wearing a whole crop top and she's kicking her face up too much with that dang makeup. Why do they always do that just to get a man's attention? I will literally date a girl without makeup. Okay, let's just be straight up. Okay, I'm being fully honest. I'll date her without makeup. And y'all think I'm lying. Look at you. Bunch of freaking weirdos.
Relationship with the victim. The victim's name was David Flanagan, who can be seen below. Prosecutors described the suspect as literal hell on wheels. It was reported that the suspect had booked a hotel room with her girlfriends and dressed up as a corpse, merely mocking the victim. The victim's mother has since expressed her anger, stating she thought she was going to get away with it. They were in a hotel room having fun. There was just no remorse.
See, guys, this is why I don't celebrate Halloween no more, because of cases like this. And most of all, it's nothing filled with nothing but a bunch of evil curses. Next video. Shut up. Okay, this next one is called 3 True Snapchat Horror Stories. These are 3 true scary Snapchat horror stories uploaded by a horror shorts party. Guys, we rolling in a lot of horror shorts party. Guys, y'all remember that Meat Canyon video? Bro, we rolled in a lot of Meat Canyon videos. Let's keep the streak going. Like, these are one of my most favorite animation films, and like, I'm not going to lie, this is actually going pretty good. So Yeah, let's go ahead and just keep the streak rolling. Terrence Nicholson. Ah, crap. I'll just freeze it and then just have editing Jordan just audio clip just
I
read it
had
to
been
you.
with my boyfriend for only a few months when it happened. We were
My ears burn.
both in our 20s and in a relationship for about a year and a half. We were still figuring out.
Can this relationship stop? Please! Please! Gosh dang!
Our lives out. So there wasn't a lot of pressure for long-term commitments or anything like that. I worked at a local restaurant while he went to college to work in the aerospace industry. Overall, he was great, but we already had some struggles early on. He had cheated on me in the past. I found snaps and messages from other females on his phone. That's how I found out. He told me that he never responded to them, but I was still worried about it. It was hard to completely trust him with that sort of thing again after what had happened. So,
Okay, fellas, if you all ever have that feeling, and you just say, hey, I want to go talk to my girlfriend and let her know what's going on, and if you don't have a queen that communicates with you and says I'm not going nowhere, and she proves it, stay with her. Bro, I've been played in so many... My feelings have been played with. I have been played. I've been misunderstood. I've been cheated on. I just... Why do you think I don't believe in love no more? Because of crap like this. First of all, guys, let me lay down the 6 rule relationships. Number 1, if your lady is going out with her girlfriends, do not, and I mean do not, call her. Just text her, ask her how she's doing, because if you call her, what's going to happen? If she is cheating on you, you're not going to want to hear what's on the other side of the line. Just text her and see how she's doing, and if somebody else replies, then that's how you know. Number 2. Well, if she texts you back and she says, I'm doing great, I'm having fun with my lady friends, then there you go. Do not ask for a location. Do not ask for pictures. Just let her be her. Check in on her and leave it at that. Second rule of the relationship. If your girl says, let me go through your phone, hand it over. You give her full access to your phone. Number 3, if your girl has a boy best friend, drop her. It's time to drop her. Okay? There's this girl who I grew up with, and we are friends. I'm just not in contact with her because she has a boyfriend. I follow her on Facebook. I don't follow her on Snapchat, Instagram, just Facebook, and that's it. We don't really call or text each other because she's in a relationship. I'm not. And first of all, she has her own life. She's living her good life. Screw mine, okay? I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying it as a good. But, yeah. 4th rule of a relationship. If your girl has friends and their friends are not all controlling over her and acting like she's the alpha female, then obviously she's a green light to go after. The girls that I've dated in the past, their friends have hit me with the utmost disrespect and have tried to contact me saying communicate with her when obviously they don't know crap. So let's just get that out the way. The 5th rule of a relationship. Do not be afraid to show her off. Or even do not be afraid to like call her nicknames like babe, hun, or wife. Bro, I've called my ex-girlfriend's wife, bro. I regret that till this day. I haven't been out in 8 months. I've hated Valentine's Day. Let's get that out the way. I hate Valentine's Day. I hate couples. Bro, my friends who are in relationships, I hate seeing that. Because then I just go depressed. The 6th and final rule of a relationship. If your girl is being controlling over stuff you do, drop her. Now, if you're being a cheater and you're cheating on her and sending other girls snaps like this girl is, drop it. Bro, I have a huge hate for relationships now. I have a huge hate for love. I have a huge hate for this generation. Let's just get that out the way. I just have a huge hate. Now, enough. Let's get back to the video.
To put my mind at ease, I often kept track of him through Snap Maps. Snap Maps was just a feature on Snapchat that allows you to see the location of other people on your friends list. I checked it regularly to make sure that there was no foul play. I hadn't noticed anything since, but it made me feel better about everything. It was nice to know that he wouldn't be able to hide that sort of thing from me again. So, despite the bad start, our relationship was still going strong after a few months. One night, however, the most horrific thing happened, and it completely changed everything. It all started when my boyfriend's parents went on a trip for the weekend. My boyfriend had the house to himself, so we were able to hang out there the whole weekend and just chill out without having to worry about getting in his parents' way. Then I left Sunday evening to go back to my place as I had to get up early the next morning to go to work. That's when it happened. I was awakened suddenly at around 3 a.m. by my phone ringing. It was my boyfriend. I was confused as to why he would be calling me.
Hold up, let me fix that. Okay, Jordan, go ahead and just, the ringtone that I used from that one skit for Pops.
So late, and honestly, I was shocked to find my boyfriend panicking and crying on the other end.
Help me! Help me, please! I don't know what to do! I don't know what to do! I don't know what to do!
Oh my lord!
What's going on?
He told me he didn't know where his parents were and that they weren't answering their phones.
They were supposed to be back tonight. I don't know what could have happened to them.
I tried to get him to calm down and immediately drove over to his house. We called the cops, neighbors, and family members, but no one knew where they were. The police searched everywhere, but couldn't find anything. It was horrible. My boyfriend was a complete mess. Then, the cops caught a huge break. Located human remains a few miles away from my boyfriend's home. After a few tests, they were determined to be his parents. They appeared to have been murdered. My boyfriend and I broke down after that. I couldn't believe what was happening. How could someone do that to my boyfriend's parents? The police questioned my boyfriend repeatedly. He did his best to give them answers, but he was broken. I barely even recognized him anymore. The cops wanted to know everything about where his parents had gone for the weekend and what they were doing there. He didn't really seem to know. All they had said was that they were going out of town. Not long after, I was brought in for questioning as well. It had only been a few days since the bodies were found, and it was still so hard for me to talk about what had happened. The cops tried to be as gentle as possible, though. I'm sorry. I know this is hard for you, but you have to try and remember. Did your boyfriend tell you where his parents had gone?
No, at least I don't think so. I'm sorry.
After several more questions, they had me turn in my phone as evidence. I told them I didn't know what good it would do, but I gave it to them anyway. The police went through my messages and Snapchat to make sure I hadn't been lying about anything. Then they checked Snap Maps, and when they did, they found the most shocking thing ever. My boyfriend had been at the same location as the bodies of his parents. Snap Maps showed him being there the same night that he had claimed that they had gone out of town. The police
Bro. Jordan, do me a favor and run back that clip and put it in a freeze motion. Bro, hubby, are you serious right now?
Immediately got testimonies of people in the area where they found the bodies, and multiple people testified that they had seen my boyfriend there. He was arrested soon after. At first he tried to deny everything, but when he was shown the evidence against him, he confessed. Apparently, he had been lying to his parents about going to college. He had flunked out several semesters ago and had just been pretending to attend ever since. When his dad told him that he was planning on visiting his college the following week, he decided that he had to get rid of them. After doing what he did, he had then planned on using me as an alibi since I would back up his claim that his parents had gone out of town. I've been traumatized ever since. Like I said before, I never saw it coming. I had genuinely thought that I had found a nice guy, and I still can't believe that he was capable of doing what he did. It's made it hard for me to trust anyone ever again. I can't help but wonder if he would have eventually done the same to me if he hadn't been caught. This story was inspired by a horrifying incident that happened around July of 2021. We previously did a story on this particular case, but wanted to revisit it as it was Snapchat related. A man named Chandler Halderson was accused of assassinating his parents and hiding their remains on unknown grounds. Chandler had reported them missing, telling police they went to the family cabin for the weekend but never returned. During investigation, detectives got a break. Chandler's girlfriend, Catherine, allowed investigators to download data from her phone. Catherine had heard that Chandler had cheated on her in the past, so she would keep tabs on him via Snapchat.
Look at this dude. Hubby. Well, at least this is a true case.
The popular app allows users to track their friend's location in real time. That's when detectives spotted Chandler at a remote location near a river. Detectives later decided to search that area, and to their surprise, they discovered human remains of the parents. Chandler was charged for his crimes and for lying to police. It was alleged that he did what he did because his parents discovered he had been lying to them. Prosecutors presented evidence that Chandler, without his parents knowing, had flunked out of college. His father had scheduled a meeting to meet at the college he claimed he was attending, which in turn caused Chandler to do what he did.
Dang. Guys, do not flunk out of college. Go to college, get yourself a real education. Well, after high school, I'm not even going to college, so I'm going to just be free. So, next video. Very Scary True Christmas Stories animated by Horror Shorts Party. If you want their merch, go and get it. Okay. Move! The following story were inspired by loosely based on actual events or locals or persons living or dead. Dang. Horror Shorts Party. It's not Terrence Nicholson. Gosh dang it. Alright, let's go. The eerie Christmas story on the internet.
This happened a few years ago on Christmas. At the time, I was just a kid, and as I grew up, I gradually became aware of how messed up my family was. On the surface, everything was fine. I had a little sister, a mom, and a dad who took care of us. Perfect, right? Well, not really. My parents were always fighting. My dad was arrested for being violent with my mom on multiple occasions, but no matter what he did to her, she always took him back. I just chalked it up to them trying to hold it together for me.
No, that's where I draw the line. I would have been like that. Either you get out of here, because this is your 20th time coming back to us. Now, listen to me. If you don't get out of here for your 20th time, I'm going to put 20 bullets right where the sun don't shine.
And my sister, but something much darker was going on. By the time I was a teenager, I figured it out. They both had serious drinking problems. Every time my dad got drunk, he became angry and violent, and my mom would get drunk just to cope with him. It was an ongoing deadly cycle, and me and my sister didn't really know what to do about it. However, on the night of Christmas Eve, my parents threw a party. They hosted some neighbors and relatives to trade gifts, play games, share food, and have a good time together. It was all going fine until the drinking started. Once night fell, the conversations turned to arguments, then to fighting. My dad started swinging at multiple people at the house. People tried to break it up, but whatever they did or said just fanned the flames. Eventually, my mom started begging everyone to leave before things escalated. Our relatives...
I know y'all hear that edit, and I know half of y'all are laughing.
With no one else around, my dad screamed at us to go to our room, so we did. The arguing and shouting between my parents didn't stop though. They kept going at it all night, from our beds. All we could hear was fighting. My sister and I were terrified, but we had also become numb to it. We had Christmas morning to look forward to. It kept us sane until the screaming subsided a few hours later. Then we finally...
brother, though.
The next morning, it was Christmas, and things were oddly quiet. So we got up and carefully made our way downstairs. At the bottom of the steps...
Okay, this is my theory. Either I'm thinking they're gonna find bodies, or something else.
We met our parents, who were already waiting for us in the living room. Our mom was sitting on the couch, wearing sunglasses for some reason. Our dad, however, was standing right by the tree, with a wide beaming smile on his face. It was so unnatural. My sister and I hesitated to approach the Christmas tree. Our dad had to wave us over to open our presents. We looked to our mom for confirmation, but she just sat there without acknowledging our existence. I really tried to open my present, act surprised, but when my forced reaction was met by complete silence from my mother, I snapped.
Dad, why is Mom wearing sunglasses inside? And why isn't she saying anything?
She's drunk from last night. She'll be awake shortly.
Mom, what the hell? Why are you drinking if you can't even wake up on time for Christmas? Can't you put the damn bottle down? Well, is that it? You just gonna ignore me? Say something!
Son, I think she passed out. She can't even hear you.
Well, good going, Mom! You ruined Christmas!
I couldn't take it anymore. I had to remove myself from the situation. I thought my dad would follow me into my room or demand that I come back out, but he didn't. He kept his attention on my sister. I could hear him telling her again and again, "Keep going. Open your presents, baby." I felt bad for blowing up on my mom in front of my sister, but that would pale in comparison to what I would soon feel. I didn't leave my room all day. I was too angry. Eventually, my sister came to hide in our room with me for the rest of the night. But then all hell broke loose a few hours later. Suddenly, we heard our dad screaming. He was wailing, crying out in pain. We ran to see what was wrong with him, and that's when we saw him breaking down next to my mom. He kept saying she was dead as he cradled her in his arms, and I could tell by then that he was right. Her body was gray, swollen, and stiff. My mom was dead. Soon, an ambulance came and took her body away, but the cops that showed up wouldn't leave. They multiplied, and before we knew it, cops were swarming our house, and then they took our dad away too.
Yep, that was his idea.
To our grandmother's house, we learned the truth. Our dad confessed to killing our mom. He strangled her on the night of Christmas Eve after hours of arguing. What that meant slowly set into my traumatized mind. He killed her, then dragged her body onto the couch, propped her up, put sunglasses over her lifeless eyes, and made my sister and I open presents in front of her corpse. Ever since then, we've lived with our relatives while our dad is in prison. I still feel this immense guilt and shame for cussing her out, not realizing she was dead the entire time. One of the most downright disturbing Christmas incidences was when
Guys, you should already know this. My dad's gone. I don't care where he is. He's just a bum. He strangled my mom one time. I was about to fight him when I heard about it. I was about to fight my dad. So yeah, let this be a lesson to all the fathers. Do not be angry at your wives. This is gonna be so emotional to edit, so